gotta fluff up my hair to match your hair.
Yeah.
You've got big hair.
Airing it out.
Yeah.
Airing it out.
So hey guys, you might notice there's three of us here, and we're not in our music room today. We've got Cody Qualls with us here tonight because we are in the green room of the Oriental Theatre.
The legendary Oriental Theatre in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I was looking back before when I was setting this up, like, what a great backdrop of this broken drywall. But you know, that's what happens in the green room. There's records all like taped, stapled. I don't know, up all over on the wall.
I first thought that maybe some of these records were everybody who has played here, but then I'm like, I don't think Paul Simon's played here.
Yeah, I don't know. Paul Oates dropped in.
And Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
I know that George Clinton has played here though.
Oh yeah.
P-Funk.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
There's been some other.
Fleet Foxes, I think, is one of the bands they note on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely been some famous folks that have graced the stage of the Oriental Theatre.
Yeah.
I've talked about it a million times. This is one of my favorite venues. It's just.
Aside from the power, right?
Yeah. Oh, the power here is awful.
Does the power go out?
No.
Just make sure gear buzz.
Noisy power.
I see.
Yeah. But it's just a cool old room, like classic theater room.
Right, and a huge stage. It's fun to be
You've
on.
probably played tons of them. The thing that it was originally like a real deal opera house type thing, or they had plays, and then it became a movie theater, and then it was usually empty for a while, and then now it's a music venue.
Yeah.
And those are like my favorite things to play. Those 100-year-old theaters.
There's a vibe.
Total
there's some history.
vibe. Yeah.
Definitely. I've played here, let's see, we played here as Adrienne. We've had a student showcase here. We played here as a Penny Mix experience every year for like the last 5-6 years. Your first show with us was here. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was. My first show with Penny Mix was here.
Yeah, and you got forced to join the band.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story. So let's see, I had joined the Penny Mix experience maybe, I don't know, a few months before. It had just started.
Yeah.
And the guitar player went AWOL. Like, he just stopped replying to texts.
Just ghosted the band.
And
Professional ghosting.
I know, we had a show in like 3 or 4 days. And we were like, and I was like, well,
here's
Justin.
a bridge. It's lighting on fire.
I know, yeah. And Justin was in Florida visiting family for Christmas.
That's right.
Or Christmas through New Year's, because you were there for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And your return flight was touching down like the day before the show. So there was no rehearsal. There was just, here's the set list. I know you like this music. Hope you want to play with us. And I was like, I bet I can make it play.
Yeah, it's one of those.
And you never got out of it.
Yeah, and then I never.
I'm guessing he stepped in ace, like an ace.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Long, folks. I'm telling you, Colorado's, he's the hidden gem of producing the production scene. I'm telling you, this guy's legit.
You.
I don't want to say it too loud because then I won't be able to get in.
Speaking of you, let's talk about what we're doing backstage.
Yeah, why are we recording this here? Well, we just flew back in from California this morning from our Penny Mix gigs and some hangout time in San Diego.
Yep.
And we are about to play with Cody as Cody Qualls and the New Ancients.
Cody Qualls and the
brand new Ancients.
Damn it!
No, it's cool.
Damn it!
Cool.
I made the same mistake.
It's the New Ancients and brand new Ancients. It's close.
No, it's close, but like
the brand new is like spit shining.
Exactly.
Yes, because this is like, and you're kind of resurrecting this right now, right? You haven't
crispy.
played much in the last few years.
Yeah,
right?
So the New Ancients project was kind of born in 2015 as I released some solo music as I was touring with Face, and then Face, vocal band, if you're familiar with their work in Colorado. My work in Colorado for the last 10 years with Face as I'm departing. So I was releasing some solo music in 2015 and then some more in 2016, and then Face got really busy. And it just became I had more kids, and Face got more gigs, so something had to give. And so, but yeah, so we've loosely touched that project over the last 6 or 7 years, and now it's going to be kind of my main thing, my family, and then Cody Qualls and the brand new Ancients. So here we are opening for the Yachtly Crew.
From LA.
The Titans of soft rock. I actually just saw, what is it? Is it like the television shows, I think it's E, with the guy from Saved by the Bell. What's that guy's name? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I couldn't tell you.
Dustin Diamond?
No,
Screech?
no. The who he played Slater.
Oh,
Mario.
Lopez. Yeah.
He was talking about Yachtly Crew the other day on a So like Yachtly
No
Crew
way.
they are regarded as one of the top yacht rock genre tributes in the world. So they've got some cool YouTube videos. You should check them out.
Yeah.
But anyway, to get the ask to open up, 300 plus on a Tuesday night here. Going to be in attendance on
Unbelievable.
at the Oriental. So I'm super excited. Super excited to have AO here, Adrienne and Justin. And it's cool. The project's starting to develop a vibe, and we've got a choir is going to come out, Together Choir, and we've got some dancers. Fam Jam. So
this is the third since we started up again. We did the big Christmas show here at the Oriental. We did. I did that with you.
Did a holiday EP release.
Right.
That actually went pretty well for a Sunday afternoon.
Great.
Yeah, it was a couple hundred people here.
Yeah.
It was great.
And then this would be the third one back since the Christmas show.
We did Soiled Dove. We did BET Stage.
Right. Boulder Dinner Theater. Killer Room.
Yeah. And then
I
guess
think this may be the third.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's my third with you, but Justin's been playing on and off.
I
You
started
did
playing with you
like
like
2016,
yeah, like
2017.
right, yeah, early on.
We played
Yeah.
Niwot and did a couple other shows.
Nieces, the old Nieces, yeah.
So, and I think we're gonna get the New Ancients, the brand New Ancients. We're gonna try to get out to Nieces in October or November, maybe an EP release. Justin and I have been working on some music, and we definitely have 4 or 5 in the can that we could release. So
Yep.
Cover of Achy Breaky Heart. I know that some of you are just gonna love. I believe in this song. I really do. I think we could ride this song to the moon. but maybe it'll go like Bitcoin has. So let's see.
Putting the pressure on me. Some killer originals too, man. You just keep pulling them out, man.
Got some new song called Dishes in the Morning, which is about housework.
Yep.
Actually, I'll just keep some
It's
dishes.
about work you do in the house.
That's right, exactly. Dishes in the morning is a metaphor for connection time with your loved one, right? And me, my wife, and I, we actually is today the 21st?
Yeah, it's the solstice today.
Tomorrow is my 14th wedding anniversary. So,
oh my God, seriously, man, congrats.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mostly because my wife is amazing and she stayed with me. That's why I feel very blessed. So, the Dishes in the Morning is kind of talks about, we got 4 kids and like finding some time to, even just talk to each other, let alone, anything else is like, it's really, really hard, especially our youngest is like 2. And so like, as soon as we break away anywhere, there's
2, so they're 2 to 12?
2, 6, 8, and 10.
10.
Yeah. Today's 10, he'll be 11 in
Wow.
October. Yeah. So time flies, and we love hanging out with kids, but sometimes, you gotta find time to do the dishes, So you could do them at night, but most of the time we're like wasted. We're like, oh, we'll hang out later tonight, it'll be fine. But then at like 10 o'clock, we're like half suicidal. Not really, but it's a lot. These kids is a lot.
I cannot imagine having 4 kids.
Gosh.
It's fun. It's great. I love it. I'm gonna miss every day of it.
You're totally a father, though.
Well, I'm getting better.
From what I see, you're an amazing father.
You are now. You are.
I'm getting
And I guess
better.
everyone
My
rises
wife-
to the challenge.
My wife challenges me every day to be a better human and a better father and a better husband. So,
Yeah.
and I'm getting better at taking those suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
Well, you got that great line on Our Block, which is going to be on the new EP.
Yes. Then we got another new song called Our Block.
My wife said that I could be a better husband.
Yes.
So I asked her if she'd like to be my girlfriend.
Right. I thought that was funny. She didn't think it was as funny, but said I could still sing the song. Yeah. It's cool because like I try to do stuff that's real and write about these relationship issues. But I always also run it by my wife because I would never want to be disrespectful in such a way.
Yeah, of course.
Or to overshare stuff that is doesn't feel appropriate or comfortable or uplifting. Or up talking.
I think you have to do that. As a songwriter, you would have to do that with any couple. Like you couldn't. There's some famous, like some of the Fleetwood Mac stuff where they were writing like super mean songs about each other, and then like
that was a very special situation.
Yeah, that was a pretty weird situation. But also they were selling 15 million records, so I guess you put up with it.
I can't even imagine though the dynamic of being in a band where you two couples start out and then they switch, and there's
I know.
Yeah.
The heartbreak of, for me, I'm a very sensitive person. Like some people, they date or they go through a love relationship and it ends and they're cool. They seemingly are like, hey, I learned something and it was all for I don't regret anything. And for me, if I'm in a relationship, I'm wrecked. I'm going to be wrecked for a couple of years and not right. So there's the pain of it all, and then also just like being so close to the other couple. I can't really imagine how they did that, but I guess
cocaine.
They were. Yes,
cocaine.
A lot of cocaine
And money,
which also feeds the cocaine.
Yeah.
Well, I read an article this morning, I think, where Lindsey Buckingham said it was a stupid mistake for him to insist that Stevie Nicks join Fleetwood Mac with him. You know the story. So Fleetwood Mac needed a guitarist.
We're going to learn.
Fleetwood Mac needed a guitarist, and they found Lindsey Buckingham, and he said, "I'm not joining unless my girlfriend does." And I just read this morning in an article that was just published in who knows where, that he says it was a stupid mistake to insist that she come along because they've been at each other their whole lives.
Right. Yeah, because of that. Or, I mean, I'm sure there's more to it, but yeah, that didn't help.
We better never break up because we're doing everything together.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But as everybody who listens to the podcast know, I'm Mr. Love 'em and leave 'em, and I'm running all over town.
I almost didn't want to work with you because of there's just a scuzzy vibe.
Scuzzy vibe.
When you walk into the room, it's like
it's well deserved. It's well deserved.
Player.
With that hair,
don't hate the player. Hate the
yeah, exactly. Don't know how you put up with it.
So we've also got in this band Brian Stacks.
Yes, from the Petty Mix Experience.
So
which is hot right now. You guys are blowing up. They're taking the coasts. They're coast to coast. They debatably the greatest Petty Mix project. It's definitely experience, but in the world. Yeah, they are on fire in Denver. They are on fire in California. You guys just picked up a new agent. You guys are flying.
We're going to be playing in Wyoming. We're opening for the Blue Oyster Cult.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's dope. That's cool.
Godzilla.
Wyoming. We're in Torrington.
Casper.
Casper's dope.
Yeah,
it's very windy in Wyoming.
Wyoming. So so we just came back from San Diego. We got Brian Stacks with us.
We plays in the New Agents and plays in the Petty Mix Experience.
Yeah. Where did you guys play in Southern California?
Face?
Yeah.
We haven't really done a ton in California. So Face did the sing off in LA. I wasn't a part of the project at that time. What have we done? Mostly like private events and corporate stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. So we haven't really.
Yeah, No Address was really the same way. I mean, that's way longer ago than Face was, but we never. I mean, we did some gigs in California, but they were just random. Like
a lot of music in California, a lot of entertainment in California. So honestly, like, I would never just take the band to Cali and cross my fingers,
Right.
It's just too much. There's so much talent and too much going on, and like, unknown and stuff.
If you're anywhere near LA, there's like 20 top tier acts every single night of the week. It's a rough.
Although our show on Saturday night was great, honestly. Like when we're talking about what to talk about in the podcast, usually there's some funny mistake or a story to tell, and the only story to tell about our show on Saturday night is honestly that it went off completely without a hitch. Good attendance. I mean, 1,500 people maybe, outdoors, free. We had a sub on keys, and he did spectacularly with no rehearsal.
Brian didn't come?
No, Brian did, but we have 2 keyboard players.
Okay, I was like, I swear I saw pictures of him.
No,
so that's weird.
Ari couldn't make it.
Okay.
But Ari got his friend who moved from Denver to San Diego to do it, and he stepped in perfectly.
Yeah.
And then we hung out after the show until 2 o'clock in the morning in the hotel lobby, having a total blast.
Not last night though, because you guys weren't well rested for my show.
Right? No, of course.
Okay.
I would get a good night of sleep before any of your shows.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this was on Saturday night. So yeah, it was just like, we're talking about, like, what did we have to talk about? Everything was awesome and we're living a rock star lifestyle.
That's kind of, honestly, from seeing your posts over the weekend, I was like, wow, they're really like stepping into this like national thing, and like I've checked them out at Nieces recently.
You were so nice to come out to Parker Days.
You were so, yeah.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
sorry
that's a drive.
Yeah.
You know, so it was actually kind of a perfect situation because you guys were playing, and then the Darling Revival.
Oh yeah, of course, Rachel and
in the slot before
Dave,
you guys,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it was like I've written songs with Rachel, and Dave's a really good friend. So it's Darling Revival. If you haven't checked them out, amazing act. They used to be called Dearling. Now they're evolved into the Darling Revival. And a husband and wife, kind of this eccentric act. They write. They just write about family. They write about home. They write about just nourishing stuff, and their harmony is great. So they were ahead of you guys, and I was like,
they
man,
sounded great.
This combination back to back. We got to go to Parker Days. When we got to Parker Days, man, the riffraff was out, yo. It was, yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know, it was just like there was a carnival, you know, behind and it was just like walking through like dust blown in the air, felt like Arizona, like a little like cowboy whistle, like, and just a lot of like adolescent kids, underdressed, like, you know, just like lots of hormones, trying to get my kids like through the mob.
Yeah,
it's
a little.
Yeah, it reminded me of the good old days when the carnival would come. In my town, I grew up in Louisville, the carnival would come in every Labor Day. And it was just, for 3 days, all the freshmen would get, you know, initiated.
Yeah, right. That was
throw
the
darts
Go
at the
Wild
balloons
weekend.
and get pictures, you know, like, back in, we thought it was so cool if we like could get like a picture of a Playboy bunny. It's like, oh yeah, bro. You said you're gonna put that picture of that Playboy bunny head, yeah. You know, because you're like 13 and just starting to come into your own, and like, anyway. So yeah, Parker Days, the Riff Raff, your show was off the hook, and the both times I've seen it now, it's just like, it just flows, and the segues are good, the transitions are tight, the song selection is good, the vocals are like really good, and really in tune, and just the whole production, the organ, like just the look. It's just, you gotta go see it. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's really good. It's polished.
Why, thank you, Cody.
It's polished. So, and that's what, and I'm excited. I'll be honest. I'm excited to take that polish that I know that you all know how to do, and bring that to the brand new agents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
That's the plan.
Get a label deal. It's not too late. It's not too late. I'm gonna be 43 in September, so
okay.
You know, I think we can do this.
All right.
You know,
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, I had a label guy tell me years ago, no matter what, you're 27 until you die.
Yeah.
Just keep saying 27.
I don't think I could pass for 27 anymore, but I guess I wouldn't be the one looking for the deal anyway. I'm the side man in your project.
Yeah.
So.
You know, and
You can totally pass.
27.
Absolutely.
I'll be 27 later this year.
Yeah, later this year.
Yeah.
Exactly. But 27 with 4 kids. It's just, you're gonna show a little of that stress.
Exactly. Like, it's like, this isn't an easy life. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess California, Cody Qualls, brand new agents.
Yeah. Saw Dad.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
right.
have a couple things I want to say about Dad for Father's Day.
Yeah.
So, I love my dad.
So you saw your dad.
Yeah, I
while
saw my
you were in
dad.
California.
Yeah, we took the train from LA to San Diego on Father's Day, so we got to see my dad on Father's Day, which doesn't usually happen.
Mm-hmm.
And love him. When I was around, he wasn't very emotionally expressive. He took care of the family, and everything was amazing. But we're not like heart to heart close. But I respect him and love him so much. And he doesn't like syrupy stuff at all. But when we were boogie boarding in the ocean on Sunday, I remembered this time that he took me out when I was probably 8 years old. He took me out past the breakers, way out to where the surfers catch the waves, and I was terrified. Like, the waves were so big out there. And he was like, yeah, this is the best place to catch a boogie board ride, because you want to catch it like right when it's cresting over. And he like got me all set up and pushed me off on this ride where I was like terrified. My memory of it is it was 20 feet down. and I had the best ride of my life.
Nice.
And I told him about that at dinner and said, thank you, Dad, for believing in me even more than I believe in myself. And he was like, yeah, I knew you could do anything. That's just what he is. He's like, no big deal. I always knew you were capable.
I was there. It was totally like that.
And it was kind of stop talking about that stuff. Let's get back to like what's going on in your life.
No, he heard you. He heard you.
I figured that that's the kind of thing that you say and you kind of brush off, but you hear it later. But yeah, just props to Dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Good Dad.
I share a story here with you about being past the breakers really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Hawaii earlier this year, and my house was being worked on, so we were out there for a little bit, and they called and said, yeah, your house isn't going to be any, like the walls and floors, you can't come back. So we had to stay in Hawaii a little bit longer.
Oh my gosh.
So we ended up being out in Hawaii for like almost a month, and it was wonderful. Well, one of those days I decided to take a paddle board out, and I don't paddle board, I'm still learning the ocean, I love it, but take a paddle board out past the breakers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the wind picks up out past the breakers, and I could not paddle faster than the wind. So I started I basically ended up at the beach, not the beach where my family was, but barely made it to the beach down the way, and then had to take the paddle board
God, that's
walk,
terrifying.
Walk back to my family. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how I got back. Like, I don't know how I even got to that beach, but like I felt like I was about to be carried out to sea.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it was really scary. Yeah. Anyway, I meant for it to be kind of humorous, but now that I reflect on it, it was more traumatic.
More traumatic than funny?
I think in the moment you figure out how to save yourself. Like, there was a time I was in Kauai and I went snorkeling. There's I don't remember which beach it is, but it's the one right before the Nepali coast? That long hike that goes down the west coast. There's a beach there. There's like a protected cove, but there's a little, like there's rocks, but there's a place between the rocks where the current kind of comes in and out. And I was like, of course I'm gonna go out there, so I snorkeled out there, and then I learned the tide is going out. And so the tide is going out really fast between those rocks. Wow. And I was just like, I'm in shape, I just gotta like kick as hard as I can. And then like the progress was like this slow across the sand. I was like, I'm moving forward, I just gotta keep going. And then like afterwards I was like, that was the stupidest thing. Like, I was out in the ocean. That's a big ocean around Hawaii.
Yeah.
But you figure it out in the moment. You're like, I know what I have to do. I have to hit that land.
Right. I was losing ground, and I was like,
oh my
how much? I can't lose much more. I'm not going to make this beach, and then I'm going to end up at the next beach, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I almost abandoned the board because I was just.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was that, and so then I thought to myself, oh, I don't want to lose this board. It's probably like $300 or $400.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So then I get back to them and I kind of tell them, I'm like, yeah, I almost like abandoned the board, and they were like, I was like, how much would have this been to replace? And she was like $5,000. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad. And they would have had to go chase it because if they find a board out in the ocean that's unpersoned, they think somebody's dead.
Yeah,
so
of course.
So the boogie board, the paddleboard company has to get out there before the Coast Guard finds it. Otherwise, the government, I think, charges them, because
fines them or
yeah, because they're going to start looking for dead.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so funny too how when you're in a life-threatening situation, you'll still worry about stuff like the finances. You're like, I'm about to die.
It's like my abscess is this big. It's like I don't know if we can afford it.
I don't know if we can afford it right now.
That's like the time I got way too high writing songs with Lauren Rombert. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, right.
So I was songwriting at our house with Lauren, and I had this like tincture that a student had given me a long time ago, it's a CBD.
Because you never do it.
And I never did, and I was like, I'm just gonna try a few drops, and maybe it'll like make my songwriting better. And it hit me like a freight train. Like I fell out of my chair sideways, like we went to the floor.
Nice.
And she didn't know what was happening, and I finally had to tell her because she wanted to call the ambulance, and I was like, no, you can't call the ambulance, I'm just super high. But somehow I remember Justin's phone number and all this, and then he came and took care of me.
I can't. Yeah.
Did you talk her through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched the movie.
Was it a bad trip?
By the time I got there, it wasn't. But all I knew is Lauren texted me and was like, Adrienne fell and I think she hit her head, and I was like driving over there like, oh my god, like, what?
I know. I thought I would be better, like soon enough to not have to admit that I overdosed on marijuana. But it went on for a while, and she was just trying to keep me awake because I was just trying to fall asleep. I was just passing out.
I'm sure it was an amount that people who do it regularly were fine. You know what I mean? It's just that you never ever do anything like that. But yeah,
I
but
threw it away after that.
Yeah, it is funny how you'll think about those. Like, I want to live, but I'm also worried about my bank account.
I know with the ambulance bill, like,
yeah.
I mean, I went to the went to the ER once in an ambulance.
Did you?
Yeah, because, okay, so I went to Spain for 2 weeks in 2006, I think, and then I came back, so I was at sea level, and then I came back to Denver.
Right.
Then I went to go see a movie, and it was $1 Million Baby. It was the one with Hilary Swank.
Clint Eastwood, right?
Yeah, Eastwood's in that.
Wait,
Eastwood
is he?
and Swank,
I think he actually directed that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He did.
Anyway.
He did. He totally did.
There was some
Trivia.
some part of the movie
Coming at you.
like made me kind of hold my breath. Like it was so tense that I was holding my breath. And so I felt like I was gonna get sick or pass out. So I walked out of the movie theater because I thought I was just having some sort of weird episode, and I passed out in the hallway in one of all the movie theaters. And I woke up to a crowd of people around me. And so they called me out. I didn't know
picked up your bass. Some people might they might think that's a bad day, but you saw an opportunity.
Oh yeah. But that was a $900 1 mile ride to the hospital.
So terrible.
Of course.
Oh,
We probably shouldn't get too deep into
Yeah, I know.
the politics and the delicacies of America's health.
Lack of healthcare.
Lack of
it's
affordable
Yeah.
services.
Yeah, we could all tell.
Yeah, had I known you could negotiate, I didn't know that you could just say, hey, I can't pay X dollars. What's your next best offer? Because like when you burned your hand.
Yeah.
So
So I burned my hand.
I don't remember.
Yeah. And like they wanted like, and they did nothing. They gave me like some sample packets of like burn ointment and bandaged it up and basically said you'll be fine eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. No overnight.
No nothing. And they were like, it was like $3,200. And I was like, the lady, like I called and I was like, what? Why is this $3,200? And her immediate response was, well, how do you feel about $1,800? And like no even like negotiating or explaining, just
Wow.
immediately down to like half.
Whoa.
And then I was like, well, that still sounds like a lot. She was like, well, what do you think about $1,400? And I was like, 800 sounds a lot better. And they were like, yeah, okay, yeah, we could do that.
So you negotiated down to 8?
I didn't mean to negotiate. I just was like, can you tell me what $3,200 bought? And she was like, didn't try to explain. It's just like, well, how about $1,800?
Because some people will just pay.
That's exactly it.
Which was me paying for $900 for 1 mile ambulance ride.
Yeah. Because they probably just like had a bunch of garbage charges on there, and then they didn't want to actually argue with you about it. Like they were just like immediately like, oh yeah, never mind. How about Anyway. Weird note to leave out.
I know.
Next time you take a ride in the ambulance, try to get the best deal.
Try to
you can.
negotiate.
Maybe-
Call 3 ambulances and see who gives you the best offer.
Exactly. There's going to be like a service that's like that, like
Exactly.
like when you're trying to get the best mortgage.
Yeah.
You have the bankers compete against themselves.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe we should start a company. We should get some sort of
We
like.
call it Vista, I'll call Good Sam.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Yeah, we can get like some sort of weird ambulance Uber thing going, or.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could call the ambulance, or you could call us for half the price.
Half the price.
And we'll be there almost as fast.
Not a medical service.
Yeah. No guarantees. All right, it's about time for us to think about getting ready for the show, right?
We gotta get some
I
clothes
know,
on, do
but
some rock
yes,
and roll.
We need a sandwich.
You need a sandwich.
I think so, yeah. I feel with my blood it feels a little low.
Okay,
I'm
you better
diabetic,
go
so we
look
have
for
a
a
Sandy. We'll say Sammy before the show.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're gonna get that.
I don't know. I don't either.
There's a bodega that's really great, just like 2 doors down,
don't
facing
know.
the Oriental.
I
to
don't know
the
what a
right.
bodega is.
Well, there is a bodega, and there's also I make this place. So a bodega is a little grocery.
It's a small store.
So there's a little bodega, and then like the next
Yeah.
door or two, there's a
I had one of those in Hawaii. They're really
Oh, okay,
good.
cool.
Yeah, I bet they have a bunch of them. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, guys, time to
guys.
do the show.
Thanks for letting me guest.
Dude,
Yeah,
you should
thanks
come
for
back.
Yeah, come check out Cody Qualls and the Random Mentions. Go see the Petty Nicks experience.
Oh, they all see us anyway.
They won't hype it like I'll hype it. This shit is legit. It's dope. You gotta
Cody
see it.
Qualls and the Brand New Ancients. Cody Qualls on Spotify. Cody Qualls on CodyQualls.com. You
Generation Cody Qualls.
Get on the
It's just like-
Patreon. You get special songs if you're on the Patreon.
That's right. Join the Patreon.
Yeah.
For
Cody-
for $5 a month.
Cody's got a busy
We can hang out
Patreon
together.
going. Yep,
I'll give you my personal phone. We can text.
that's a promise. All right, guys. See you guys.